My name is Joe. I'm 35. I am a project manager for a scenery company in Long Island City.
And I'm Julia, and I'm from New Rochelle, New York. I am a graduate student, actually. I decided to go back to school after working as a graphic designer for a short time, so I'm getting my PhD in anthropology now. I met my husband Joe at art school in Brooklyn, New York.
And I found myself not really wanting to do any of my projects in my own room. So I started to bring my drawing projects, my painting projects to her dorm room. Like basically we'd make pots of coffee and we would talk all night.
And just do our projects.
When
we realized, that we had feelings for one another, I told a friend of mine that I liked Joe.
We were out having a couple of drinks and her friend stayed behind. So she looks at me and she says, "So Joe, what about Jules?" I'm like, "Oh, well, she just left." She goes, "No, what about Jules?" I was like, what are you talking about?" She goes, "You know she's in love with you." I'm like, "What?" And basically when she said that, it all just like flooded. I always consider Jules to be completely out of my league, and she is still, but I had no idea, or maybe I did, but I just like, no, I had no idea.
And then you said, but,
and she's like, "But what?"
And my friend said, "But what?" And then Joe
I was like,
said,
"But nothing. I love her. I absolutely love her." We rent a car, we go to the Berkshires, and we headed out on our walk. And we go up this little windy path, and I'm sweating bullets. I have no plan still.
We get into the gazebo, and since Joe is a woodworker, I was looking at the wood that the gazebo is made out of.
Right.
And I asked him what type of wood it is, and he didn't know.
I didn't know.
I thought it was interesting that he didn't know.
So she decided to tease me about it.
So I was teasing him about not knowing.
She's
so I was like, "Oh, I finally got you."
And I turned right around, and I grabbed her and I pulled her close. And I said, "Do you want to get me for another 100 years?" And that was the beginning of something pretty amazing.
Yeah.